if you see. So last we have configured many things. Okay, how to configure the things. Here you see there are four data models. There are four data models and one is metadata framework. So succession data model is our first data model. In succession data model, we have to configure personal information and employment information. In personal information, and here you see XML files. So XML files are divided into different elements. So these are the different elements and their meaning. And how to be configured? So there are two methods. First is on XML based. Second is on instance level, or we can say UI level. And this is the path for UI level. Correct? After that, we start country specific succession data model. That is our second type. So in country specific data model, if you see, so like in India, location, job, okay, where you are living, if you're living in any country, so in which location you are living, what is your job profile, okay, what are your national ID cards accordingly. So in which country you are living, accordingly, different ID cards are there. Okay. So configuration. So for configuration, you have same two methods. First is on XML file based. Second is on UI level. And how you have to data maintain only on UI level. Correct? This thing we have discussed in last lesson. Now after that, we discuss about the SAP XML file. Okay, XML file. So XML file. Make a quick recap. After that, we go to uh. So if you see. These are the four. These are the four. If you see, these are the four XML files. Okay. These are the four XML files. And we learned about XML file start. Okay. Start tag, end tag, whatever you are maintaining, whatever things you are maintaining. So element start date, end date. Within this start date, end date, you have to maintain your content. Okay. So attributes means within a tag. Okay. In starting tag, how you have to maintain this tag through, like you have to identify with a unique ID required. If you want to make this element is mandatory for entering, for maintain data, so that you maintain required as true. So maximum length, job level maximum length, if you want to maintain minimum length, if you want to maintain. And if you want to maintain it, this field is not visible on UI level. If you want to maintain this field is not visible on UI level, so here you maintain visibility as none. So these all. So this is all about XML file. ID for unique identification, minimum length, maximum length, pi. Okay, pi. There is any sensitive data. So for that you have to maintain pi true. True means it is not showing the actual value. Okay, actual value, actual number, we can say actual alphabet, it is not showing. False means what you actually type, that will not type. Okay, so if you want to maintain your okay, your data not visible, what you have maintained, so you use pi, we can say required visible. These are the different level means given name of your field, so that is level. So this is about XML file. Okay, every XML file, how the XML file look like, how to the things you have to maintain. And two more data models, that is corporate data model, country specific corporate data model. This is not Wi-Fi is working. Yes, Wi-Fi is properly working. Okay, no problem. Let's check. Okay. So if you see here, this is your, it's like in foundation of in a corporate data model. So in corporate data model, if you say this is your corporate, so corporate data model, location, frequency, P component, P grade, P range, event region, workflows. So there are many things. If you want to configure this thing, so you have only one option, that is you completely based on corporate data model. There is no configuration on instance level, guys, for corporate data model for these objects. Okay, for these objects, there is no, for these object, there is no configuration on instance level. You can only maintain data on UI level. Okay, if put picture, where is the things? Yeah. So this is a picture to learn XML files. Corporate data model. So if you want to configure or maintain foundation data, okay, if you want to maintain foundational data, if you want to configure foundational data, so that come into corporate data. Every company have a foundation. Foundation means that company have several businesses in different locations. Okay, and every location have some department, every location have some business unit, every locations have some divisions, and this is very company to company. So it is your okay, you are a consultant and company give you responsibility to configure what company wants. So accordingly you have to configure according to the client. Okay, so corporate data model, every client have a specific values, specific foundation data, specific foundation data. So if I'm talking about corporate data model, the corporate data model, the corporate data model, you have to maintain the foundational data. You have to maintain the foundational data. Okay, so in foundational data, what are the things? So in foundation data, if you see, there are many things. Organization structure. If you see here, you can see organizational structure, P structure, job structure. In organization structure, because this is very company to company. In some companies, business unit is not there. Maybe directly only they have divisions. In some companies, there is no division. They only have business units. Means legal entity, that is your company. Business unit, how many types of businesses are there? IT businesses, okay, and we can say manufacturing businesses, real estate businesses, petroleum businesses, telecommunication businesses. Which type of businesses? Division, business unit has, okay, sub classification, that is division. So if I'm talking about real estate business, so real estate business, if I'm talking about, so in real estate company, okay, taken a contract of government projects, we can say residential project, commercial projects, which type of project, rural development project. So which type of project? So there are different type of divisions. Means business unit, that is real estate business. Division, that's a, and every division for maintaining there are departments. Maybe for gunpowder, there is a sales team. For they are purchasing material, there is a procurement team. For finance maintenance, there is a finance team. For employee hiring, exit, everything, maintaining employees related things, there is HR team. So there are different departments. For calculate all the expenses, there is a cost center. Okay. Company operate their businesses, there are different locations. A group, company employees are in different groups. Manager is a group, senior manager is a group, chief is a group, because manager may be sales manager, HR manager. There are different type of managers. Pay range, pay range, pay grade. So pay range, pay grade, if I'm talking about, so pay range means the manager salary range. Maybe finance manager get we can say 30 LPA. Okay, finance manager salary is 30 LPA. But sales manager salary is 40 LPA. HR manager salary is 20 LPA. All are managers, but their salary are different. So company give a range. Within that range, employee get the salary. So manager range, let's suppose 20 LPA to 40 LPA. That is the range. Okay. Within this range, employee will get the salary. A grade. So that come in A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade. Okay. These group of employees come in which grade? Pay component. Pay component means you know that company gives many things in the sense like a basic salary, base salary that we called. Company gives many allowances. If you do some extraordinary work, company gives some bonuses, some incentives. So there, that means your salary, you will get different components. You pay some amount to the government, that is tax, PF, provident fund. Okay, after your we can say when you will retire, that time okay, government will pay you some money, that is okay, on behalf of that government cut some tax, that is PF, provident fund. Okay, so there I means your salary have different components. Frequency, how many times you will get your salary in a month, in a week. Okay, how many times? So that is frequency. Times, pay calendar, in which day? End of the month, end of the current month, within the current month, next month, any date, in which date you will get your salary. That is pay calendar. Job classification. Are you basically you are a manager? So okay, on job function. If you are a manager, so exactly what you are. Okay, so that is your job function. So for all this, okay, for all this like organization structure, pay structure, job structure. So for corporate data model, if you want to configure these things, if you want all the orange color objects, these we called foundation objects, guys. These we called foundational object. Okay. So through corporate data model, you have to maintain organization structure, organization structure, pay structure, we can say job structure. Okay. So these are the different, all the things if you want to maintain. Okay. So corporate data model. So here I'm writing a line here. It brings the codes for the foundation data maintenance Foundation data maintenance screens called foundation objects. Okay. So these are all, we can say these are all foundational objects. Foundational objects. Okay. So if you see here, corporate data model, here you see corporate data model. So in corporate data model, this is the definition. The corporate data model is the first data model to configure for employee center. The following objects are defined this model: organizations and location group, geo zone, okay, location P. So in P, if you see in P range, P grade, P component, workflows, these are the things you have to configure in workflows. Dynamic role, these are the events. So this is a definition. This is the definition about the corporate data model, guys. So in organization, these are the things you have to consider. For pay, these are the things you consider. For workflows, workflows mean the approval. Approval means, let's suppose you want 2 days holidays. Okay, 2 day holiday. You want. Okay, there is a festival, there is an occasion you in your family, in your relatives. Okay, so you want 2 day holidays. So for that, you need some approval from maybe departmental approval, maybe HR approval. Someone approve the holidays, after that you will get. Okay. So that is your workflow means approval. Then dynamic rules assignment according to the dynamic. Okay. These workflow will be dynamic. Event regions. Event region means like you hire any employee, you transfer any employee. Okay, what are the actions you are taking? Which type of action you are taking? Hiring, retirement, termination. Okay, so that you will do on event region. Okay, later I will explain all the things properly. So for configuration, okay. So for configuration, guys, if you want to configure corporate data model, if you want to configure corporate data model. So for configuration, you are completely depends on XML file. Okay, completely depends on XML file. Depends on XML file. And for data maintenance, the same UI level. Okay, means on instance level you have to maintain. Instance level you have to maintain the database. So that is like, if you want, so I will show you. So here is it. For data maintenance, where you have to go. So the path you have to go, that is admin center. Then you will go manage organization, organization, job and pay structure, pay structure. So this is the one. You can directly also type this. That is your choice. If I show you, you can see here. Manage organization. Here you see manage organization, pay and job structures. Okay. And you can see this is the video. Here you have to maintain the data. Here you have to maintain the data. So here you see what are the data. Here you see locations, geolocation, pay range, pay grade, pay component. Here you see frequency, dynamic growth, workflow, event results. You can see here. If what are the existing data? If I click on location, here you see these are the different location. So if you want to see exist data, go with this search option. Okay. And here if you see, if you want to see location, list of location. If you want to see event region, here is a different event region. Like hiring, promotion, here is a different. Hiring, promotion, okay, demotion, here you see different options. Actually, retirement, they are different. Okay, part-time, hire, rehire, where you say hire. So there are different options are showing. So you can configure if you want to create your one. So these are the options. So guys, this is the window here you have to configure. This is the window here you have to configure. Okay, so this is the window here you have to manage the data and completely you are based on XML file. If you want to maintain, if you want to configure anything, let's suppose you want to here you see this is the location. Okay, let's suppose location. So these are the fields in location. And here you see this is a mandatory, this is a mandatory, and this is mandatory. Okay, rather than this three field, okay, rather than an issue of this three field, all the field are optionals. All the fields are, these fields are optional, these fields are optional. And let's suppose you want to maintain this field is the mandatory, this field is mandatory, this field. And if you want to add one more field here, okay, your client wants a more field you have to add. So that only possible only on this XML files. Okay, only on this XML file. So here it is showing you see beginning pay calendar. These are different things. And you have to here you see event regions. So these are event regions. These are event region. If you see event ID, okay, event region, as well as you can see the location. If you want to see the locations, let's suppose the locations. Here you see the locations. Here you see this is the location. So if you open this location, here is the first location that is level. First location that is level. So this is the level. Okay, the location level. After that, if you see code. So this is the code. And this code, if you see here, required means mandatory. Required means mandatory. After that, name. Okay, you can also up and down here. Name is on third option, but here the XML file it is showing in second option. Here you see description. So this is the description. This is description. Status. Here you see this is status, and this status if you see it is mandatory. Okay, visibility here you see the start date. Start date. This is the date. That is start date. End date is not visible. You can see that is not visible. That is why here it is not showing. Okay, and you can see location group. Here you see location. This is your location. Location group. Then time zone. Here you see the time zone. That is also optional. Means standard weekly hours. This is standard weekly hours. Here you see only standard hours is showing, but here standard week, it means standard weekly hours. In a week, how many hours you are working, that is standard weekly hours. Okay, and you can also configure. Let's suppose you want to add a field. Here you see, if you want to add a field here, so you can add. Here you see the custom field. You can change the name. You can change the name. Okay, let's suppose you want to add a geozone here. You can give the name as a field that is geozone. Correct? An ID you have to change that is geozone. Then you have to change the language, what the exactly it is showing. So these are the languages accordingly you have to change. Okay. And the new field is appear, the new field. You have to make it is visible. Currently it is not showing visible. So you have to make it is visible. How you have to make it? Like both, you have to maintain here both. Correct? You have to maintain here both. Custom string, you have to change the name. You have to change the name like this way. Let's suppose you want to add geogen. Suppose. Geogen. So this is the way. You give this name here also. Okay. Because it is showing, okay, you see custom string one. So you can maintain here geogen. In every language, you mention it is as geogen. Language specific, you can also mention it. That's completely up to you. After maintaining it, save this file and you have to upload this file on provisioning level. Okay, you have to upload this file on provisioning system. So how the provisioning system look like? So if you see how the provisioning system look like, here you see this is your provisioning system. When you will join a any company, this type of, okay, this type of access you will get. This type of system access you will get because you are a consultant. Okay. So in which module you are working, accordingly you can activate that module. So here you see a company name. Click on this company name, scroll down, and here you see a company setting. Okay. A company settings and different options are showing. Scroll down and you will see succession data model option. Succession data model, this type of option. A section that name called succession management. So in succession management, you have to upload your all the XML file. So here you see corporate data model, country specific succession data model, and country specific succession data model. So this is the thing. This is the thing. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. You see all the four options are showing. When you click on any data model, this way you can see. So after saving, whatever changes you are doing, after saving, you have to, okay, you have to click on in which module you have changed, and then you have to upload. And for the changes you are doing, that will reflect on this instance level. That is reflect on this instance level. So that is the simple thing. That is very simple thing. Okay. Because in this provisioning system, there are very less configuration. Mainly here you do enable, disable, language activation, module activation. Okay. That things you will do. Yeah. So here have a sequence. Okay. How you have to upload. If you are a first time upload, here and write a, okay. Succession management, we can say, okay. If you are first time, if you are first time uploading the XML files, XML files, okay, then this is the sequence. First, because first you require to make foundation, corporate data model, country specific corporate data model, then succession data model, then country specific succession data model. Why you go with this sequence? So remember, after first time uploading these things, okay, you will get the XML file from the client. SAP will give you, okay, when you will join any company. So that time, first you upload corporate data model, second country specific, third succession, and fourth country specific succession data model. Why? Reason is that for corporate data model, okay, so for corporate data model, you require to maintain the foundation. First of all, you have to maintain the foundation. After that, you can able to enter the data on this foundation. Okay, because if there is no foundation, so if you directly upload this succession data model, so where you have to enter your organization related information, because organization related are come from this XML files. So that is why first you have to upload these core files after that succession and country specific data model. Okay, so this is the sequence. This is the sequence. So in real time, you will get. Okay, in real time, this is your provisioning system. This type of system access you will get, and you when you upload it. Okay, as well as let's suppose you have changed something. Let's suppose you are changed something. If like you can say uh yes. So whatever changes you are doing here in this XML file, everything will reflect. Okay, everything will reflect accordingly. But make sure whatever you are configured, that will be correctly according to XML norms, according to XML okay criteria you have to configure. Okay, how the XML file configured, then it will automatically reflect. So this is about your XML file, guys. This is about your corporate data. So for corporate, for data maintenance, this is the place, okay? For data maintenance. And for configuration, XML file. The same thing, guys, the same thing if you see country specific corporate data model, country specific data model. So if you see country specific corporate data model, so here you see country specific related USA based, here you see USA based, here you see their address. If you see address, here is only one corporate address. Okay, corporate address where you are working. Okay, where you are working. So what is your company address? What is your company address? That is, so in this company address, what are the things? Here you see address one, address two, address three, city, county, state, province, zip code, country. So these are the things. These are the things. And if you further classified it, here you see in address one, how many languages it is showing, where it is showing. Address two, address three, city, country, state, country, here you see. These are the different things are shown. Okay. The same thing if you see, if you want to see for India, you can see one for India. And these are the fields, guys. That is country specific. That is country specific. Correct? Because if you are working in India, so India related address will show. Okay. So India related, there is no zip. In country, in our country, there is pin code. Correct? There is pin code. There is pin code. So this type of things, this type of it is showing. So that is your country specific, guys. That is your country specific. So remember this thing. So if I'm talking about corporate data model, corporate data model. So in corporate data model, okay. So in corporate data model, where you have to configure all the things. So it is country specific. It is country specific. Is country specific. Country specific. So here you see the configuration you are doing only on XML file, guys. Only on XML file. Configuration you are doing only on XML file. These are the things. These are the things. Now, after that, we come into there is a framework. In SAP, there is a framework. Okay. And whatever things we are configuring in this framework earlier, the objects in this framework, you can see here, there is a picture to understand the things. And here you see the orange color objects all come in corporate data model. But all these blue color objects, all these blue color objects are coming into MDF framework. Earlier, all these objects are coming into corporate data model. Okay. Previously, all these objects are coming into corporate data model. You can configure everything on this corporate data model, in this corporate data model. But SAP design a framework that is MDM metadata framework, and they completely embedded all these objects on SAP systems, on SAP system. There is no XML file. There is no XML file, guys. So if you want to configure, so there is only one option. You can log in into instance level and you can configure. And if you want to maintain data, that is okay. On UI level, means on instance level, you can maintain. So here I'm writing two things. Here you see. So for configuring objects, for configuring objects, here you see configure object definition. Means you can configure the objects. What type of objects? These all are the blue color objects. These all are blue color objects. Let's I show you so that you. So this is configure object definition, and here you see object definition. Select legal entity. Legal entity means the company. Company. So here you see the legal entity. There are many custom as well as you will see a standard. This is the standard one. And there are many custom one also shown. You can also configure if your client wants a customized legal entity, you can customize. Okay. And they want to use standard means SAP predefined legal entity, you can use. Let's suppose this is standard one. I find will be the standard one. So here you see this is the properties. This is the properties about this legal entity. And these are the fields. These are the fields, guys. Like name, description, effective start date, and these are the fields. These are the fields. And let's I show you here. If you want to maintain the legal entity data, here you can see. Legal entity. When you open here, you see start date, legal entity, ID, name, description, status. These all the are showing. The same thing is showing here. Here you see the same thing is showing. Okay. So if you see created by the date, okay, country, so everything is showing weekly, hour, default location, these are the field. Name, name means if you see legal entity name. So legal entity name, if you see here, legal entity name, this is the default level. Level name is legal entity. That is showing here. These are the fields. So you can configure here. If you want to configure the field, this is the place here you can configure. Configure means you can mandatory, you can make changes. Here you see now you can configure. Now you can configure. Here you see this is maximum length. In XML file, if you see maximum length, ID, visibility. So everything you can do here. Everything. Here is a data type. Here you see, let's suppose this is a start date, the first field. Okay. So the name of the first field, what the name? Here you see this is default name and it is showing start date. The same thing showing start date. Okay. This field is mandatory. Yes. If it's not mandatory, no. If it is visible, so editable. If it is not visitable, so this is the option. Okay. So these are here see status active and you can maintain it inactive. If currently it is using, maintain it active. If it is not usable, not using, make it is inactive. So these are the different maximum length. You can mention 100 to okay, 256, 128. So according to your need, you maintain the maximum number. So these are the and data type. This field, which type of data type? It is a date. You can't enter here a name. You can't enter here a number because start date is a date. So here different data types are showing, guys. If it is only number, you mention here only number. But it is a date, so that is why I'm showing here. Okay, maintain a number. So these are different data types options. So for configuration, this is the path. Okay, on UI level, that is only a path. So if I'm writing here, so metadata framework, there is a framework, and you completely depends on instance level. For configuration, and we can say for configuration as well as for data maintenance. Okay, for everything. So here I'm writing some things to understand the concept. So there is no XML file needed to configure the system, or we can say the objects. Which type of object these are? These are foundation objects. Okay. So here, if we see, so you can configure what the things you will configure. So all the blue color, legal entity, business unit, division, department, all the things you have to configure. Okay. You can see here also, if you want to see, let's suppose this is legal entity. If you want to see division, here you see division is shown. When you open the division, here you see division are shown. Division is shown. So we can say legal entity, legal entity, business unit, division, department, custom fields. Custom means you can customize, okay, custom objects. So that all you can configure. Yeah. So you completely, we can say you completely depends on front end screen. Front end screen. Okay. For configuration for data elements. So for data maintenance, if you say, so for data maintenance, the path, I'm writing the path here, admin, okay. Admin center, go to admin center, as well as you can directly type configure business configuration. So not configure object definitions. Configure object definition. For data maintenance, what is the path you have to maintain? That is admin center, and say, and you can also directly type manage data. So this is the two. Okay. So here you see for metadata framework, you not depends on XML file. This is completely embedded on your SAP system. Okay. So you not required any XML file. Why? Because here you see, if there is a non-technical consultant, let's suppose there is a non-technical consultant and there is he or she, we can say they don't know about XML file. And for their okay, for their understanding, this is very complicated. Let's suppose many employees are very okay less confident to understand the concept of this XML file. So for that SAP completely, also mostly, okay. So in future, in nearby future, SAP completely remove this XML file and you can configure everything on this, okay, on this instance level. You can directly configure, means everything you can, because here you see, if you want to configure, there is no coding. There is no coding. Let's suppose you want to add a feed. Let's suppose you want to add a feed. So you can add here. You can add here. Here you see. So there is no coding. A very easy, like in our mobile phone. Okay, in our mobile phone, we can easily maintain. Okay, we can easily maintain the same thing here. There is no coding. There is nothing. So SAP wants to completely, okay, transfer all this XML file to the system, so that any employee, the employee maybe belong to technical, maybe belong to functional, they're not required to learn XML file. They're not required to learn, okay, they don't require to learn any coding related config files, means XML file. So in nearby future, XML will change this. Okay, it's completely into the application so that everyone easily know or in a better way to configure the system to, okay, more comfortable to change the things according to there. Okay, guys, still this point, sure, still this point, if you have any question you can ask.
Vishwas, can you just tell me any scenario in which, in like real company, how they will tell me to do these changes and add something in managed
Yeah,
data?
that everything I will tell you, like, this theoretical, this is theoretical. Theoretical means you have to understand the concept. So first you let me know you
Okay.
understand the concept or not. That's I am asking.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That I understood.
That understood? Now,
Yes.
now we
Yes.
have to start. Okay. So I have start. So, so from Monday, I will show you, means whatever things, like we suppose a company. Okay. I will today I create a organization structure. The first topic. The first topic. This is all our theoretical concept now. So first we required, here is we required to configure the foundation related thing. This is the sequence. Okay. So first of all, we required organization structure. Organization structure. Okay. Or we can someone, okay. Many people call it enterprise structure. So if you see here, here you see, this is a organization structure. If you see, this is the organization structure. Okay. The same way we have to maintain a organization structure. Like I will show you the name called organization structure. Organization structure or reporting structure. Okay. So organization structure, the first thing that is company. In which company you are working? So let's suppose I'm considering Shubham Private Limited. Okay. A real-time example. This is a real-time example. I'm not considering any existing company. No. I'm start a company. The name of that company is Shubham Private Limited. That is fine. This is a real time. Okay. Real time case. You
Okay.
can see.
Okay.
I can mention here, if you not want to mention, I can mention here IVM, IVM. I can mention here Google, Google, the company name. Okay. The first thing that is legal entity. Okay? Legal entity. Okay. So legal entity means company. Legal entity means company. Okay. Company. Example, like TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, correct? Tech Mahindra, Tech Mahindra, Infosys, Google, Microsoft. So these are the different companies are there. The same way we consider a company, the name called Shubham Private Limited. Okay, Shubham Private Limited. So every company have a short name, have a big name. Okay, big name is long text name. Like TCS is a short name, Tata Consultancy Services. The short name, and we can say the easily okay pronounce that is TCS. So Shubham Private Limited, let's suppose SPL. I'm mentioning here SPL, Shubham Private Limited. And the long tag that is Shubham Private Limited. And this is the SPL. Very easy way. So I am configuring here. Okay. The first thing that is SPL, Shubham Private Limited. Correct. You can also maintain this way. Shubham Private Limited. This is I'm considering Shubham Private Limited. So Shubham Private have different type of businesses. Real estate businesses, IT businesses, okay, petroleum businesses, telecommunication businesses, pharma businesses. So there are different type of businesses. So this is your legal entity. This is your legal entity. And after legal entity, let's suppose Shubham company, we can say have different businesses. Different businesses. Suppose real estate business. Real estate business. Okay. And second is after real estate business, company have IT businesses. IT means IT services. Suppose IT services. IT services. And third, that is we consider third telecommunication. Randomly I'm using. Okay. Telecommunication. So here you see these are the three types of businesses. But similarly, you can mention more businesses. Similarly, you can mention more businesses. Okay. So there are different type of businesses. After businesses, let's suppose real estate sub-classification. Okay. Sub-classification. So real estate have we can say here company do some government projects. Government projects. Government projects. And here you see commercial project. Commercial project. Then I'm mentioning here. Then I am mentioning here after commercial project. Commercial project. Here I'm say residential project. Okay. So this is the way. Then IT services, if I'm talking about IT services. So in IT services, SAP is a service. Many companies give, okay, many there are implementation partner, Infosys give, okay, Tata Consultancy Services. So SAP ERP services, Oracle ERP services, okay, as well as if company have their own product, that type of services. So there are different options. Same like, okay, there are different options for telecommunication, IT services. Okay. Then if we see telecommunication, okay, telecommunication. So first I'm mentioning here, let's suppose ERP, okay, ERP, SAP ERP, Oracle ERP, all these type of services. Second is Second is project management. Second is give up software. Let's suppose XYZ software service. Okay, company have their own software. Suppose company have their own software, the name called XY software. Like Google have a browser, Google browser, correct? Chrome is a browser. Microsoft is a browser. Here you see Microsoft is a browser. Here you see this is Microsoft browser. This is Microsoft browser, correct? This is Microsoft browser. You can see. So these are companies' own software. Okay, Microsoft. This is a browser software. Microsoft give many softwares. If you see it in Google also give many Google Maps, Chrome, Google. Okay, when you open your mobile phone, you see Google gives many options. Google Drive. It's the same as okay, Microsoft give many services. So this way many companies. SAP gives SAP software. So these are so let's suppose Shubham Private Limited have a software that name called XYZ software. Because we don't know what the software, so that is why I'm mentioning here XYZ. The same telecommunication, if I say telecommunication, so let's suppose in telecommunication, your company work on 3G, not 2G, 3G. They work on 3G, they will, okay, 4G, and they will work on 5G, 5G. And every division have some department for managing everything. Let's suppose in government, if you see in government, let's suppose in government, let's suppose in government, okay, I'm considering government project. So in government, employee management related like hiring, retirement, termination, okay, their maintenance bonus, everything HR will maintain. And second, let's suppose company wants to purchase anything. So there is a procurement, a department that is a procurement. And let's suppose company sells something. Okay, so there is a sales team. There is a sales team. There is a sales team, sales department. So for maintaining all the financial things, there is a finance department. There is a finance department. So similarly, whatever type of business, how the company wants to manage their businesses, so these type of departments, like production, let's suppose company produce something, production departments. If company want to maintain, if you want to, let's suppose there is a e-commerce business. Company have Shubham Private Limited have a e-commerce business. Okay, so for e-commerce, supply chain is must. Is properly everyone get the products, because e-commerce business like Amazon, like Flipkart, that are e-commerce business. So like within 20 minutes, within 30 minutes, okay, within a specific date, employee get the we can say employees are getting their product. So for that there is a supply chain management department they need, so that everyone for storing all the products they require warehouse, so warehouse management related department. So according to the business, there are many departments. Okay, there are many departments, and company operates their businesses from different locations. Company operate their businesses from different locations, from their different locations, from different locations. So let's suppose company operate their businesses from Mumbai, and we can say Delhi. These are the two locations. These are the two locations. So this is a organization structure, and I will configure this organization structure in the system, in this system. Understand the concept? And if company wants to add an extra layer here, let's suppose there is a big company. And there is a multiple hierarchy, multiple level. Let's suppose after real estate, they require to subdivide, more subdivision. Okay, more sub business classification. After that division and maybe subdivision. If company wants to define, okay, department, so that you can define. Means there is custom layer you if you want to add here, that you can also do. You required a connection as well. Connection as well. Let's suppose Shubham Private Limited, how many businesses? So you required a relationship. You required a relationship. A simple way, you required a relationship. This way, you required a relationship. You required a relationship. You required a relationship. So these are the three businesses and it is connected to the Shubham Private Limited. So you make a relationship with that. And after that, Delhi, how many locations? Two locations. Company operate their businesses from two locations, Mumbai and Delhi. And there's real estate business subdivision. So this is subdivision. So this is the way you have to configure. How many departments? Every division, how many departments? Accordingly, you have to configure. So this is a pictorial representation. Okay. This is a pictorial representation. And we can say a flowchart how to we will configure this organization structure. So this is our organization structure. This is our organization structure. So from Monday, I will configure whatever things we have see here. The same thing I will show you. Okay. How the system in the system, how we will configure this organization structure, and after configuring how to maintain the data in this organization structure, everything from Monday we will see. Now clear, Shubham? So this
Yes,
is the
yes, yes.
organization structure, and here you see I am taking a real-time scenario. So this is a real-time case. You can see, okay, randomly I am taking all the options. If you want to search change this business according to, if you tell, I can change and accordingly I can configure. So what the way your client give the information, accordingly you have to configure. Okay, because here you see I'm randomly choose. I'm not considering
Mhm.
like maybe your company not have a real estate business. Let's suppose your company have pharma businesses and maintain as a pharma, correct? Pharma related businesses. Let's suppose your company not have pharma businesses. There is any other type of businesses. Accordingly, you have to configure. That is the
Got
thing.
it.
So this is not like, sir, you so select only I'm select these businesses. No, completely depends on you. Okay. Okay. Then from Monday, we will connect and configure this organization structure. Okay. From
Okay, sure.
scratch we will go. Okay. So but before that, whatever thing we have done, this is required to know, because if you not know about SAP data models, how will you give answer confidently to your interviewer? So that is why these all the things.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
Have any question?
No, no.
Everything is clear?
Yes, yes. It
Okay.
clear.
So from Monday, we will learn and how to practically perform in this system. Everything we will see. Okay, then. Okay.
Sure.
Enjoy your
Okay.
weekend. Okay.
You too, you too. Yeah. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.